And action.
And action. Are we live yet?
Yeah, I think we're live.
Why can't I see me?
Oh, because I haven't turned on the camera yet.
Oh, turn on the camera.
Why would you want me to do that?
So that we can be live.
But then they'll see us.
But I don't want to be dead.
We're not dead.
Well, if we're not live, then we're dead. Well, ghosts are invisible and they're dead.
Yes, but so is like the airplane that Wonder Woman flies around in. It's invisible, but it's not dead.
I think it's a ghost.
It might be a ghost. All right. Well, hey, friends. Welcome back to the Homestead. So you may be.
I'm not normally
clearly
here.
Aware that this is not my beautiful wife.
And he's eating a sandwich.
And I'm finally eating my sandwich that was prepared
it's
for me
probably
an hour
cold
ago.
now.
I was a little bit busy trying to get everything set up, finish working, doing all the things that I have to do. Close this because this makes it run slow. But yeah, I'm here with my beautiful son,
Oh,
Silas.
no, that's not a thing.
That's a thing.
No.
You take after your mama.
Nope. No, I'm just as ugly as you.
Then that means you're very pretty. I'm a very pretty person.
Sure. Oh, there's two people watching. Is one of those us?
I don't know. I thought you said you were going to get your computer so you
I
could moderate.
was supposed to, but then I didn't because we ran out of time.
I see. We ran out of time.
Yes.
You ran out of time.
Yeah.
I'm like, you've got 1 minute. He says, I'm still buttoning my shirt.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Everything's
It's
fine.
all fine. It's perfectly fine. But anyways, hey friends, welcome back to the Homestead. We're excited to be here tonight. Do you know what the topic is? Did I even tell you?
Let me just check my watch. No, you didn't.
Okay. All right. So the topic of tonight's Homestead chat is right here. Can you read that?
Oh, wait. All right. Get your teen involved with homesteading. Oh, you didn't. Oh, is this why I'm here?
No, I just figured it might be a great opportunity to talk with you about how to get your teen involved with homesteading.
Bees. That's the answer, is
Because
bees.
you are a teen and you are involved on the homestead.
The answer is bees.
Ooh, gross sandwich.
Oh, what's this?
Tonight, meaning a meatball sub prepared by, who made this? Did Mom make
Technically, Mom.
Okay.
But I put it on the sandwich, so you're welcome for that.
You did a great job putting it on the sandwich.
Really? Because mine
on a
fell
nice
apart.
Sub roll with some mozzarella cheese and meatballs. It's delicious. Quite yummy.
There's a dog
So,
under the table.
yeah. You know how this usually goes. You watch some of these on occasion,
Yeah.
right?
I sort of know how it goes.
You sort of know how it goes.
Sort of.
So we usually talk about what's been going on the homestead, what's been going on around here for a few minutes. Then we talk about what is in the news. I gotta pay attention to which camera I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Usually I'd like look at this one.
Oh,
What is
there's
in
a
the
new camera.
news?
Hello.
Right? And then I can focus on you.
Oh,
And you can
don't
be
do
like,
that.
You can look at that camera.
I don't like being focused on.
Yeah. And then I can focus on me. Like, what is
Yeah.
in the news?
Stay over
Right?
there.
Or we can just focus
Or
on
yeah,
both of us.
this one's probably better.
So then we'll talk about that. And I think that you've picked out a couple of articles that you found interesting, at least
I
somewhat.
picked out one, and Mom picked out one,
Oh,
and
I see.
I read mine, but I have no idea what's in the other one.
I grazed over all of them.
Okay, so you sort of know what you're talking about. I
Usually we just read the headline and then, expect that we understand what it means.
yeah, it's
And
like
then we'll talk about it. And then we'll talk about our main
headlines
topic.
can be deceiving though.
We'll talk about our main topic of how to get teens involved, and maybe you'll have some insight on that.
Bees.
Since you are uniquely connected with that topic in many different ways. Number one, you're here on the homestead.
I'm here.
Number two, you are a teen.
That's true.
And number three, you're talking to the audience.
Hello.
Hello. So, but yeah, we appreciate you guys being here. I'm gonna finish this. Talk while I eat. He's so great with being impromptu. This is the kid that will talk your ear off
Oh.
if
I
you
will.
let him. But yeah. So what have you been up to this week? Lots going on? You know, you're out of a job. You're
School.
now unemployed.
Yeah, well, it was a seasonal job, so
It was a seasonal job.
don't worry, I didn't get fired
You
yet.
didn't? No, they were actually
I might,
pretty,
maybe next year.
They were actually pretty impressed with you. How hard you worked.
Yeah, that's because they don't know me very well.
No, I think they know you pretty well.
How'd
How'd you like that? Did you enjoy?
Oh, it was really fun. I
It was
liked
kind
it.
of your first job ever.
Yeah, it was outside. I knew what I was doing. I enjoyed it.
What? Maybe the audience doesn't know what it was that you were doing. Why don't you share with them what your job was?
I was working
and
at
what you had to do.
Cedarwood pumpkin patch.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't been looking at the camera like at all. Am I supposed to look at the camera?
I mean, you can look at the camera if you want.
I mean,
to. You can
I've
look at
sort of
me.
been looking at this camera, but that's the wrong camera.
That is the wrong camera. That's okay.
Hi, right camera.
It's the one that's like right in front of you.
Yeah.
So, how'd you like it? What drew you to that kind of work, and why did you want to get involved with that?
Because Mom said, "Hey Silas, there's a pumpkin patch and it's hiring," and I said, "Cool, I want to work there."
Yeah.
And then I was working at a pumpkin patch.
And then you were working at a pumpkin patch.
Yep.
So what all did you have to do? What were your responsibilities?
I had to restock all of the things in concessions. I had to. There's like a slide over there that they have for kids and stuff, and there's like these potato sacks and things that they slide down on. So I have to, and there's a bucket that you drop them off in. So I have to go empty out that bucket back into the return bin thing, and then I will occasionally have to like run around or do something for Mr. Luke. Mr. Luke is my boss. And then I would have to empty out the trash at the end of the day, talk to all of the random people who came to the concessions to get the food, and probably other things that I had to do at some point there, but I think those are all the things I had to do really on a daily basis.
Yeah. What was the hardest part about having a job?
The hardest part was dealing with Alyssa.
Dealing with your sister. That's the hardest part of life. What's the hardest part of the job?
Oh, okay.
Dealing with my coworker.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I had a very my coworker was truly terrible.
Well, that's good.
They're the worst,
The worst.
absolute worst. Hello. Oh, ooh, she brings us refreshments.
Refreshments, because we should be refreshed. All right. Well, I have been working like a crazy man this week. I did get a chance to vote, exercised my chug.
Well, I'm not gonna chug it now that you're encouraging me.
Good. Exercised my right as an American citizen to vote for my favorite people.
Who are your favorite people?
I don't remember. What was their names? Bill, he was good. He's our governor. You know who our governor is?
No, I don't know how I don't.
You don't follow politics?
No, not very
Try to stay out of
closely.
that? So Billy has been our governor for a while now, and he's been doing a really good job. So
All I
voted for
know
him
is that
again.
there's someone really annoying in charge right now, and his name is Biden.
Well, I think that it's a delicate balance to say that, you know, somebody in charge is annoying, because everybody's annoying at some point or another.
All right, he's extra annoying.
So I think that that there's some things left to be desired. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
So, but that wasn't the election for this midterm.
Yeah, it was like the other people, the slightly less.
It was the
in
state
charge
governor,
people.
right? And it was some senators or representatives. I didn't follow that one too much because that wasn't a very big race. But we did have some amendments to the state constitution that were
Oh wait,
for,
really? Mm-hmm. What were they?
so the first one basically says that they're going to put in the Constitution that no one could be fired or prevented from getting a job if they were part of a union.
What does that mean?
Or not part of a union. So what that
Wait.
means is, so say you joined a union, you wouldn't be able to get fired from your job, just because you joined a union, right? That's pretty good.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's...
So, but what happens if you quit the union?
You still shouldn't get fired.
You still shouldn't get fired. And so that's what this constitutional amendment says,
Okay.
is that whether you're a union or not a part of a union, that's not going to be able to affect.
I think that's a
whether or
good
not
idea.
get
What do you
fired.
think about that?
I think it was a very good idea. Sometimes there are some unions that could be corrupt and force employers to fire people that quit the union or didn't join, and it protects the employee. So just as like you can't fire somebody just because they joined a union, you shouldn't be able to fire somebody just because they quit or didn't join. And then the second one put in a provision to make sure that just in case something happened to the governor, there were rules in place so that somebody would be in charge temporarily until he was better. So if he got really sick and he couldn't execute his duties, then there would be somebody in charge.
All right.
And then what was the third one? Oh, the third one, was that the third one? I can't remember. One of them was making or removing a part of the Constitution that says that clergy cannot run for political office within the state. And so that was put in place in our Constitution back a long, long time ago. And back in the 70s, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that it was not constitutional according to the U.S. Constitution. So it's not been enforced for a long time. So there was an amendment to remove that from our state constitution.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. If it's not being enforced, it shouldn't be there.
Yes and no. I have an interesting viewpoint on it.
Okay.
It's kind of funny because...
Well, if it's not being enforced, then
Well, think about it
it's
like
not
this.
changing anything, is it?
Think about it like this.
All right.
Okay. Do you think that the Supreme Court could get something wrong?
It's true.
Okay.
I mean,
So
Yeah.
if the Supreme Court gets something wrong and then changes their mind, then that law would go back into place,
yeah.
right? And so,
But now the law has to be remade.
but
whatever
if
is
if
correct.
it gets approved through, and I haven't even seen if I should probably have looked that up. I've been very busy today. But then, so my stance is and always will be that the more rights that the states have over the federal government, the better we all are, because the state is a localized entity. They know and understand the people that live within the state, and they care more about what our specific needs are. And so it's not really about the actual content of what the amendment said, but rather it was more about the fact that it would be handing over states' rights to a federally decided decision.
Okay.
And if for some reason in the future that federally decided decision through the Supreme Court was ruled as incorrect or overturned, now if we change our Constitution to match whatever they say, the state who made this decision long before the Supreme Court decided it was unconstitutional has now given up that right to the federal government. And now the federal government has more power over the state than they did before.
Okay.
So, anytime there's an opportunity to give more power to the state, generally I will choose that.
All right.
Not always, but generally. That's my viewpoint. That's my stance on things. So, I actually, in my voting, voted to keep the Constitution as it stands. If it's not in line with the Supreme Court's decision, then they won't enforce it. And if it is in line at some point, if they overturn the Supreme Court's decision, then the state of Tennessee will regain that power that they have to decide who they want to be able to run for election. It was kind of funny because I read that and I was talking with your mom about how it read to me, and she's like, she read the text, and I was like, well, I mean, personally, I believe that it's a responsibility of clergy and pastors to be dedicated to the church and to their flock, so that they can lead them spiritually. And I don't know necessarily if it would be right to divide their attention if they were currently an active clergy member to be running for a state office. And it was funny because when we read the state constitution, that's exactly what it said. At the top of it, it said, seeing as the importance of, I can't remember exactly what it said, but it's almost word for word, the importance of clergy to remain focused on their flock. So it was entertaining
That's
to know
also
that,
a good point as well.
yeah, that I had the same thought processes as our state's constitutional writers. That's kind of scary, honestly. Very scary. Oh my goodness. So, anybody, our son didn't comb his hair.
Oh, look, it's fine. See?
It's beautiful.
Look, it's fine.
Yeah, it's very, very, very nice.
It's
So,
fine.
what else? You had to do something very interesting yesterday. I was out running appointments all day, and then my phone ended up dying. You tried calling me because there was an emergency,
Bees.
and I wasn't available. What
There's
happened?
problems with bees.
Problems with the bees. Oh no. Oh no. So tell me about what happened. What did you
right.
find?
Well, I come home, and I do what I normally do. I go out and I check on the bees. When I was getting close to the bees, I was like, oh, they look like they're doing all right, because I see them all like buzzing around and stuff. And then I noticed it was kind of weird that there was so many of them outside of the hive. Got a little closer, I realized it wasn't bees all flying around like crazy around the hive. It was actually yellow jackets. And there were hundreds of them all over the hive. Turns out they either are bees. So we have a couple of hives, and our smaller hive, something happened to the bees in that hive. Either they left because I discovered this when I went out there to go check on them. Either they left because the yellow jackets came, or they left and then the yellow jackets came up residence. But whatever the case, the yellow jackets had taken up residence inside the smaller hive and were attempting to enter and steal from the larger hive. And I smoked them all out. I ended up getting rid of them, and I removed the box that they were hiding in, and I put the frames that were in there that still had honey. I stuck them in the freezer and stuff so that the moths wouldn't get to them. Sadly, there were no bees in there. So either they left before the yellow jackets came, and we somehow didn't know this, or the yellow jackets kicked them out.
Yeah, because
It was a much smaller hive, so that is possible.
yeah, it was a smaller hive, and yeah, it's just kind of sad that we work hard. We thought that we had them all established. We were feeding them. That's because we were feeding them is probably
Yeah,
why
the yellow jackets got attracted
jackets-
because of the smell of all the sugar
Yeah.
water.
And there's just
gonna-
been a
I'm
lot,
actually-
lot
I'm-
more activity of yellow jackets here in the area.
Yeah, I was actually going to look up some traps that will trap yellow jackets, but not bees. But they're actually, yellow jacket is a pretty broad term, because there's a wasp that is considered a yellow jacket, and there's the ground hornets that are there are a lot of things that could be considered a yellow jacket. It's just anything black and yellow that flies and stings and is not a bee is a yellow jacket.
Anything that's black and yellow, it stings. One of those flying
and
stingy
is
things.
not very fuzzy.
Man, those yellow jackets, they are aggressive.
Yeah.
What was it, last year? I was just hanging out in the hammock, enjoying the nice fall air, and my dog comes over and he's just like sniffing around and everything, goes down the side of the creek embankment, and I see him just start freaking out, spinning around in circles and like chewing at his butt, and I look up, and there's like, all of a sudden, this swarm of yellow jackets just come up out of the ground and just start swarming him like crazy, start stinging my other dog, and then like coming after me. I'm probably about 10 feet away, and so I go and I grab him, and I probably got about 5 or 6 stings, and run him over towards the hose and start hosing him off, and they were all up underneath his fur and just stinging the snot out of him. So now poor Harvey,
he's traumatized. He's got PTSD.
Every time there's a flying thing around, he's like freaking out. Like, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, yellow jackets are not fun.
Yeah, I looked for the nest that these ones came from.
Mm-hmm.
I could not find it anywhere. Usually they'll come back every year around that tree. Yeah. But ever since we haven't seen them this year so far.
Yeah, we'll have to find out where they're nesting at, and then nuke them.
Yeah. And
yeah.
By that you mean just torch them, right?
Yeah, probably just use
just pour some gasoline.
Gasoline.
Well, I was gonna say pour some gasoline down the hole, but we can't really waste any gasoline.
Man, that would be an expensive extermination, that's for sure. Things are becoming difficult. But yeah, so that's what's going on here on the homestead. Chickens are doing great. We after I think I inspired your mom talking about raising money on the homestead, and so she just goes and sells all the eggs that we had in abundance from last week.
Yeah, we had way too many eggs, and
$2 a dozen. I was like, you do realize that's half the price that you can get at the grocery store.
Like, that's why everyone's buying them.
And she's like, I'm trying to get them out of the house. So she ended up, what did they sell about?
They sold at least 10 dozen.
Well, I know that they sold 10 dozen between like 2 people. I think it was closer to like 17 dozen eggs.
17 dozen.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was quite a bit. But yeah, so now we're back down to a manageable amount.
Yeah, 17 or 18. I think you're right.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. So chickens are doing well. Rabbits are still doing well, but no bunnies, no baby bunnies yet.
Nope.
And yeah, we broke out the forge the other week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can
Did
actually
a little blacksmithing.
I can actually go get the thing I made.
Nah,
it's right there.
It's not important.
Okay. All right.
Rather
Well,
than see
I
your
made a
pretty
leaf.
face. You did make a leaf.
I made a leaf. Actually, I have a picture. Can I show a picture?
You want to show a picture of your leaf?
Yes.
Let's see if you can show your picture.
How do can I put it on the screen? Is that possible?
I don't know if you can or not.
I don't know how this
Probably
works.
not. You don't have like Messenger or anything crazy like that I can link to my computer.
No, I don't.
That's okay. We'll show it. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll post a picture of it on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and so you can go to our Instagram page. It is Hurricane Homestead on Instagram. It's also linked to Facebook. I got my Twitter account set up now that Elon has taken over and made things a little bit more interesting on that platform. So I'll post it everywhere.
Half Century Farm says, how many chickens do you have?
Oh, we have, I think, 21 last count.
Plus a rooster. Well, plus 2 roosters, technically.
So, yeah, 22, including the roosters and the old hen.
Yes.
22.
We have 2 roosters, but only one ever crows, because the other one's constantly hiding under the house.
It was funny because when they were...
Oddball tried to crow the other day,
When they were little, yeah. So Oddball and Penguin, they started to crow about the same time and started to learn how. And so Penguin was younger, but he ended up like learning how to like bellow out that nice little rooster crow. And Oddball, he got picked on a little bit, so he was a little bit more skittish because he's a Polish, and so he has that big fluffy head. And all the other chickens thought he looked weird and odd, which is why we call him Oddball. And so they would just kind of pick on him and pluck out his little feathers on his head. So he's scared to death, always hid under the thing. But he would like try to crow and he would go and just kind of like hiccup as he crowed. But now ever since Penguin...
Sounded like something was dying.
Yeah, ever since Penguin has learned like how to crow for real, like he'll like 5 in the morning. And then every time you walk outside, hey, give me treats.
Or like you go in the pen and then you leave and he's like,
yeah,
I win, you left.
He's
Victory.
a funny chicken. But yeah, poor Oddball. he just kind of hangs out by the water dish. He's white, and the water bucket is white, so I think that he just kind of hangs over there because he thinks like maybe he blends in a little bit. That's my theory.
I see.
But anyways, hey, we're doing well on time.
Half
but
Century Farms, this poor oddball.
Yeah, I know. He is a funny chicken. I'll have to put a picture of him on Instagram too. I'll get Alyssa to like take some good pictures of the chickens.
Yeah, Alyssa's.
She'll do that.
Alyssa shoots people. She's a photographer.
Yeah, she's good at shooting people. Maybe shouldn't have said that on live stream. Anyways.
Like you go to an airsoft tournament and you're like...
So that's what's going on the homestead. It's a lot of fun. We're having a blast learning all the ins and outs of raising chickens and bees and rabbits. Still looking forward to possibly adding some other livestock, but we got to get fencing taken care of this fall, this winter sometime, which is an undertaking in and of itself. But now I think it's time to talk about
news.
Oh, do you want to do it?
Oh.
Here. Why don't you do it?
What am I doing?
Just look into the camera and say, what is in the news?
What is in the news?
Brilliant. Perfect. Couldn't have done it better myself. All right, so I found this interesting article that I felt like kind of was related to, homesteading and things, because we like to raise our own food, and we talk about like food safety and health and everything, but there's this outbreak. Over a dozen people are sick and one is dead from an outbreak tied to deli meat. What'd you have for lunch today?
I had deli meat for lunch today.
Just think, you might die later.
I might be one of these 1 dozen people. I might be the one person that died, and I just don't know it yet. This article could be from the future.
Food poisoning, I don't think so, because this is interesting. Food poisoning outbreak tied to deli meat and cheese has sickened 16 people, including one who died, U.S. officials said on Wednesday. So it was an illness, let's see, what was it?
Wait, today is Wednesday. Maybe I did die.
There's listeria in open packages of sliced meats in the environment. The bacteria was found in 2 Net Coast market locations in New York, but health officials said that it is not likely the only source of this listeria outbreak, because some people sick didn't shop in the store. The interesting thing that I found about that was who it affected. What did it say? It was like a certain demographic of people that it affected the most. Where? I saw it in here somewhere.
Wait. Well, I thought I saw it.
11 of those who fell ill are of Eastern European background or speak Russian, and investigators are trying to figure out why. Theory
time.
All right. This is a listeria strain that only affects Russians, developed by Ukrainians to attack those Russian invaders.
Or maybe a group of Russians were having a lunch party, and they were all eating lunch together.
Okay. All right. Maybe that was it. All right.
I mean, if it was more than just 11 people, I'd say that's a good theory.
Yeah.
But because so far it's only
like
a handful of people.
Yeah.
No,
It said 16. 16 people.
Oh,
got
16.
Sick. Yep.
Okay. But yeah.
So yeah.
It also doesn't only affect Russians if it's 16 people and only 11 are Russian.
That's true.
So if it was designed to only affect Russians, it's not very well designed.
Maybe it's spread a little bit. Anyways.
Have you guys thought of getting sheep?
We have thought of getting sheep. That is on our list of goals, ambitions, is to have sheep. We really like the idea of having a grazing animal that's not humongous, that's kind of different than the normal cow options, because sheep can be processed a lot like venison, and we're very used to processing deer.
They make
other uses.
venison jerky. It's delicious.
And then here's, speaking of delicious meat.
Oh
right?
no, not more, not
Speaking
more
of
meat.
delicious
Let's
meat.
see.
Beyond Meat revenue
Oh.
drops as it cuts prices to boost demand. So you know that Beyond Meat, that
Yeah.
plant-based burger,
Mm-hmm.
right? So apparently they're not as good as everybody thinks that they are, because their revenues fell 22.5% in the third quarter. So
I mean, I never thought they were good, so.
maybe.
Then again, I've
maybe
never tried them, although
man-made meat is not quite
Yeah.
as good as the
I thought you said we were going to talk about meat, not vegetables.
well
Or whatever it is that they make this out
Beyond
of.
Burger, right?
Who knows? They
um,
might be made out of just like plastic or something.
So, but I mean, this is what cows do. This
Are
is what
we
pigs
allowed-
do. They
Are we?
process vegetables into protein.
I have a question.
What?
Are we allowed to make fun of like big companies and stuff on YouTube, or is that going to like get us in trouble?
You know what? I am a free spirit, and
Alright.
if they have a problem with something that I say, I'd be more than happy to talk to them in a civil conversation
Okay.
if they want to defend what their stance is.
All right.
I'm not going to make fun of people
Oh.
very much.
No. Okay. Well.
And then we've got this one. You found this one.
Yes, I
What's
did.
this one
All
about?
right. Okay. All right. So.
Farmers feeling the effect as drought slows shipping on the Mississippi.
Yes. Which camera am I talking? Am I talking? Can't.
This one. Oh, yeah, sorry.
There we go. Okay. Sorry. I've been looking at that camera. Have I been looking the wrong way this
That's
entire
right.
time?
Yeah, I switched the cameras because it was talking to me. You left your
All
door
right.
open. Hey, there's
I left
Daisy.
my door open. No, and there's a dog.
All right. So what's going on with this?
Okay. So, it's been a lot of droughts and stuff recently, and the Mississippi is lower and not as wide as it usually is. And because of that, the ships and things that go through there to ship the things are having trouble getting through there to ship the things. And that's affecting farmers because I promise I researched this, just not very well. And that's affecting farmers because it's costing them extra money because now it's harder to get through certain parts of the Mississippi than it used to be.
Yeah.
So some farmers, like a lot of the soybean farmers, are now waiting to ship their crops and things, because apparently shipping crops over the Mississippi for a lot of people is the easiest way to do it. And was used to be the cheapest. But now a lot of soybean farmers are waiting. They're keeping their crops in storage and waiting to ship them out until the prices go down. But apparently there's going to be more droughts soon, so that's unlikely to happen.
So some farmers going to be eating a lot of soybeans.
Yes, and I just dropped my phone.
Good job.
All right.
So, but you have a friend that lives near the Mississippi, right?
Yes, and he actually recently visited a part of the Mississippi close to him, and he claims it doesn't look much different than it usually does. But I don't think he's the most trusted source.
Yeah, he probably doesn't visit it very often. I was here once in November of.
No,
2019,
I think it's
and-
because it's just like he's only looking at one specific part of the Mississippi River.
Right.
Here.
Okay. So, but
And
yeah,
also
it
here.
is.
No,
Interesting story. I remember years ago, my dad and I would go fishing. This wasn't on the Mississippi. This was on a river here in Tennessee. Actually, I think it was on the lake there in Smithville, Center
What's
Hill
that?
Lake.
That's what's up there.
I think it was. It may have been somewhere else. But anyways, so the thing about it is the lake has a very deep channel, kind of like the Mississippi does. But then it has very shallow bank areas. So you'd be driving along in your boat in the channel, going just fine, and if you slipped out of the channel just a little bit, you'd hit a mud bank underwater. And it would just go from being 30 feet deep down to being 2 feet deep in
Yeah.
just a second. It's kind of what the Mississippi does, and that's why when the water level drops just enough, all that water goes into the channel, and now it's so narrow that you can't navigate through it. But we were flying down, and we were at a fishing tournament, and so we're in our fishing boat, and we're flying down the lake, and there was this other guy in a fishing boat ahead of us. He was going a little bit slow, right in the middle of the channel. And my dad, this is the first time we've ever been on the lake. It wasn't Center Hill. It was
I already
else.
have a feeling.
Right.
I have a feeling I know what's going to happen.
So we go, and he's like, "I'll just go around him." And so he goes around him outside the buoy, right?
Or maybe, no, read.
Yes, that was Center Hill. Oh, okay. And we go out around the outside of the buoy, and bam! Hit this mud slick that was so stinking deep. And I mean, we just all the way up in there. And yeah, that was pretty bad. I ended up having to get out in my underwear and jump out of the boat and like drag it back towards deeper water.
Any damage to the boat?
No, it was all pretty soft mud, but it got all everywhere. Like he tried to throw it in reverse, and mud got flung up all over. It was pretty bad. Yeah, that was an adventure.
Yeah, I think the person in front of you was being the smart one.
Well, now thinking back on it, in my years of wisdom and knowledge and understanding, I could probably see where maybe I should have made my dad get out in his underwear to pull the boat back to, since he weighed more and, you know, would allow the boat to be a little bit more buoyant. But I was a kid, probably about 14, 15 years old.
It was fishing tournament, the 4x4 Hydro Sport.
4x4 Hydro Sport, that's right. They did call it the 4x4. Oh, that was a lot of fun. So yeah, shipping has made the Mississippi a little bit more difficult with it being a little bit more narrow.
Yep.
So that was a good one. And then you found one other one.
Oh no, actually, Mom found this one.
Oh, Mom found.
I didn't even read this one.
All right, so
I have no idea what I'm talking about here. Oh,
egg
you
farmers
switched cameras again.
squeeze as costs rise. So this is talking about egg farmers,
Right.
actually in jolly old England.
Wait.
Right?
Oh, I forgot I dropped my phone.
Yeah.
1 second.
So over in England, they're actually reducing their flock sizes because feed cost is so much. What's that going to do? That's going to run egg prices up even higher. You know what that's going to do? That's going to make us lose even more money when your mom sells eggs for $2 a dozen. Oh, but yeah, it's going to be rough. It seems like there's an attack on food in every single direction that we're looking, and it's not fun. So make sure you're being prepared. I think that's the gist of things. Holy cow! Is it already 7-Eleven?
Oh, I thought you were gonna. I thought that was just gonna be a fantastic transition into the next news. And it was going to be something involving cows.
No, the next one is really actually interesting. You'll like this one a lot.
All right, what is it? Is it bees?
It has to do with history.
Oh, okay, history.
And Israel.
All right.
And ancient text.
I actually... Well, show me what it is, because I might have heard about this
And hygiene.
What?
Oh, Israel archaeologists find an ancient comb with a full sentence on it.
What?
This is a comb that they found, and that they dug up some years ago.
It's a comb.
But they have deciphered the full sentence, and it is actually, what does it say? It's actually a recommendation for personal hygiene. It says, Israeli archaeologists have found an ancient comb dating back some 3,700 years and bearing what is likely to be the oldest known full sentence in Canaanite alphabet script, according to an article published Wednesday.
And it reads...
So the oldest text in this alphabet known to man...
And it reads...
May this tusk root out the lice of the hair and the beard.
Wow.
It encourages people to comb their hair and beards to rid themselves of lice.
Why do I feel like this is just like what you hear on commercials all the time?
I bet a mother got that for her son. She's like, here you go.
Or maybe it's just like...
The crazy thing is, so they analyzed it, and they did find evidence of lice and lice eggs on the comb. They analyzed it. So apparently,
So it was
worked.
used. It was used. We found an ancient used comb. It is the oldest one of its kind, and it says use this comb.
So, even back
We
in
used the comb.
early ancient history years of this world, people were concerned about hygiene. So let that be a lesson to you, my son. Let that be a lesson to you. All right, this has been fun. So that was
That's been fun.
what was in the news, which brings us to our topic of the day, and we don't have much time because it's already been nigh an hour. No, we have about 15 minutes
So
left.
I'm not
right?
moderating, and because I'm not moderating,
Uh-oh. How
let's
do you
see.
know my name?
Wait, what's he talking about?
Oh, I
Okay,
don't
wait.
know.
All right, so I made it.
Hey,
Yo,
he made it,
hygiene's.
and I promised that we would have a discussion.
Oh, what about?
So a couple of
Oh.
weeks ago,
Oh,
Mr.
Braxton,
Gaming
you're getting your
Short
shout
Channels,
out. I mean, Braxton, you're. Oh wait, which camera?
That
Found
one.
it. Braxton, you're getting your shout out.
Mr. Gaming Shorts channel, I challenged him. I said, make a working homestead on Minecraft, and maybe we'll talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Right?
All
And
right.
so,
Is there a video you have to like pull up or something?
I don't have to pull it.
He says no.
I don't have
Why
to
does he
pull
say
anything
no?
YouTube.
That's the other line of the source.
Enter. Let me see if I can find him. Mr. Braxton Gaming Shorts. This runs so slow when I'm running the live stream.
I think it just runs slow all the time.
It doesn't run this slow all the time. I probably won't be able to pull it up. But anyways,
Oh no, I think it. I think
go
it
and
works.
go and check out Gaming Shorts
Yeah, he-
live, or not live stream, but his what is it? I'm gonna have to pull it up. I can't not pull it up. I can't give you guys wrong information. That would just be.
Miss Becca says, Holly, how did you get out of this one?
How did she get out of this one?
She said, I don't want to be in this one.
She was
Make
very
Silas do it.
busy. She was actually running some errands and wasn't sure if she would get back. So I asked Silas if he would want to do it with me, and he was really excited. And I was really excited. A little bit of a change up in things. All right. So search for gaming shorts channel, right?
I mean,
Chanel.
if you didn't know what YouTube was and you just heard Gaming Shorts channel, or, well, no, not even Gaming Shorts channel. If you just heard Gaming Shorts,
Gaming shorts. That would be like something that you wear,
let me
right?
say, is that just an advertisement for pants?
It is a pants advertisement.
Oh, also, you're not gonna, I don't think you're going to find it. You might have to,
I will find
I
it.
don't actually, well, oh yeah, if you go to channels, you might.
I've found it before.
You found it before?
Gaming shorts channel.
No, he definitely doesn't have that many subscribers. Scroll down some more. No, he has. There he is. Found
There it
him.
is. Bada bing.
The white
I'm
one.
subscribed to him.
See, you're subscribed to him.
All right, so I'll share the screen.
All
Oh, I
right.
love your banner there, man. That's a great banner. It's like boom in your face.
It's false advertising.
All right.
Don't listen to it.
So this young man here, he makes videos about gaming. I'll be back.
Why does?
Oh,
Oh.
shorts.
Oh, he only has one actual video.
Only one actual video. And then where is it at? How long ago
it's-
was this?
It's down somewhere. Oh no, wait, it's up. I think
Up.
somewhere.
Where is it at, Braxton?
No, it's down. Down.
Which animal is better?
Down.
Minecraft facts.
Down. No, I think it might be up. I don't know.
I don't even remember what.
Where is it?
Anyways, so he made this video where they made a where he made a working homestead.
It's somewhere. Find it. You can do
What's
it.
it called, Braxton?
No, it's called like I made a self-sufficient homestead in Minecraft or something.
Had a different name.
No, it's above this. It's above this because I remember
Boat time.
it was.
Which animal
I
is
think it was
better?
after the. Wait, it's one of the top. Okay, so go to the top.
One of the top ones. Cursed Minecraft.
What
Do
do
cats-
cats like in, or do cats
The
like
house.
water?
This one.
Oh,
It's this one.
okay.
I'm sure of it.
I'm. Okay, let's see.
Let me see if I can turn on desktop audio. Oh, we gotta unmute this one. Unmute.
Top.
House, so please don't roast me too hard in the comment section down
First
below.
Minecraft.
That being, if you enjoyed the video,
Like,
please
do
consider
cats like-
subscribing.
is it playing?
Alright, this is
House.
the front of the
Oh,
house.
but
It's very
oh,
ugly
muted,
because
or
I'm a
it's
horrible
muted.
builder and I also
Okay.
based
I
it
can't
off your
hear it.
mom, so yeah.
I'm here.
Anyways, we have our automatic doors in
Okay,
the
let's
front,
see.
our lights, our infinite water source, our automatic farm, crop, food thing, I don't know what it's called, but it has bone meal in there because you need it. We also have our infinite lava. Our skeleton farm. With this skeleton farm, you can use the bones that they drop to make bone meal,
know
making
if it's
the
cutting out for
automatic
them, but it's
food
cutting out for
farm
me a lot.
self-sufficient. I know, I'm genius. We have our workstations,
All
our
right,
bed,
so there's
our
a-
enchanter, and our
there's our
storage, and
shout
a
out
fireplace
for
because every good
the-
house needs a
the
fireplace.
wonderful
We have
Gaming
our
Shorts
farm
channel.
for meat, which is
Woohoo,
totally
got
up
it.
to code. We have the
I challenged him to make a working homestead in Minecraft, and he did. So, good job, kind of, sort of, maybe. But
He stuffed a whole bunch of barely working farms into a house. I don't know if that counts as a self-sufficient homestead.
Oh, but it was fun. It was a challenge. It got him thinking, which kind of leads us to our topic of tonight's discussion.
Oh, I thought we were done.
How do you get teens involved with things on the homestead?
You bribe them with food.
Okay, that touche. Very wise. Notoriously, teens don't like hard work, right? They don't like gross things. They
It's
don't
not
like
really
waking
gross.
up early. They don't.
Nobody likes waking up early.
Yeah.
Nobody.
So-
it's fine.
From a perspective of a teen ager, you've done a number of things here on the homestead. You're taking responsibility for the bees. You went out and got a job at a pumpkin farm. You've helped a lot with the
Why?
chickens and the
why
eggs.
is Braxton talking about slavery?
I don't know. I try to ignore as many people. So, people are talking around us, and that's okay.
Oh, Miss Becca says everyone thinks I look nice.
You do look nice.
Nice.
Take after your mama. She's
Alright.
very pretty. You're very pretty. See
Actually,
how
I'm
that
pretty
works?
sure this is your shirt.
That is my shirt. You're wearing my shirt and my pants.
That's true.
Yep.
Technically, they're my pants now.
Mom gave them to you.
Yeah, you never wore them, and they're my size,
wrong.
so
I didn't.
I own them because they're work pants, and I need the work pants to go take care of the bees.
Good idea. So what are some things that you could encourage parents to do to get their kids and their teenagers involved and excited to help out with things on the, or not even excited, just willing to help out with things on the homestead? What are some things that we've done for you that have encouraged you, and what are some things that we could do better? Put you on the spot here.
Oh, why am I didn't think of anything.
You didn't think of anything?
I did not. I have not thought of anything.
Okay.
You should have given me like a list of questions you were going to ask, so I could think of answers.
Well, I'm just kind of thinking of questions on the spot.
So-
I tried to give you the topic beforehand. But you were busy reading
So,
news articles.
what can parents do to help their kids want to help?
Yeah.
And what are you not doing that you could be doing better? I don't know. You're doing great, but I don't know what you're doing.
I think one of the things that your mom and I try to do.
Oh, I know.
Oh.
Tell them to watch Hurricane Homestead
Brilliant. That's a great
and
example.
subscribe and like every video.
Some of the things that your mom and I try to do is we try to be a good example, not just expect that you do this when we tell you, but hold up our end of the deal and say, you know what, if I would expect you to do it, I would expect me to do it. Now, the benefit of having kids is you've just
You don't have to do anything.
duplicated yourself, so you have more available time to do the other things that are necessary. But that doesn't mean that the kids have to be the sole responsibility of all the chores now. And so, for a while, your responsibility was taking care of chickens, right? And you did a pretty good job of that.
Yeah, but now they kind of just we got this giant pipe feeder, so you only have to feed them once every couple of days, and they've got this bucket that has the hose connected to it. So all you really have to do is just turn the hose on,
Yeah.
and now they have water. So there's not really much to do with them other than collect eggs.
Right. So,
which I
but
do
your
occasionally.
your responsibility, like back when we had just the smaller stuff, is every day go out there, make sure that they had food, fill up their food, fill up their water, and collect their eggs. And what did you get to do in as your reward for that?
I got to sell the eggs.
You got to sell the eggs.
$3 a dozen, $1 more than the listing consumer selling them.
Yeah, and that was a couple of years ago. That was back when we first
Yeah.
just kind of started with the chickens. And so every week he would.
I sold mine more expensive and I made more sales.
You did.
Well, then again, they've been working for less time than me, and they've made more sales, but that's just because they're selling them for cheap. It's
Well, and we have a lot more supply. Back then we were
Yeah.
only getting.
yeah, I could only sell what we had,
Yeah, like six
which
six a
was
day
like
or
2
so.
dozen a week.
Yeah. So
Because we would use 1 dozen, and we would sell 2 dozen.
so do you think that it helped you to want to do it, want to be responsible for those things when we gave you the full responsibility of it? Hey,
Yeah.
you do these things and you get the reward.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, I think so.
I'd even actually like there was at one point, where I was trying to convince you to like let me buy the food for them because you were like, no, I'll buy the food, and I was like, no, Dad, you gave me all the responsibility. I want to buy the food. I made money from selling the eggs. Let me buy the food.
That is true, and you know there was some times where I did let you, but for the most part, what I wanted for you to do is learn the responsibility of taking care of something and then reaping a reward from that, and then being able to be responsible with the money and have something to do with that money. So I remember one time I came upstairs to check on you, and you were trying to put your money away, and he's got this little plastic drawer thing under his desk, and he opens up this drawer, and like dollar bills are just like
This was before I had a
flowing
good
out
moment.
of it, and I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "That's where I'm keeping all my." He had like over $100 just in dollar bills, just kind of like billowing out of this drawer, and I'm like, "This is not a good, savings plan." And so we kind of worked on
It was an
how to-
amazing savings
how to
plan.
keep and organize your money and where
Yeah.
to keep it so that it's
That was a while ago. It's
Yeah.
fine. That was like a few years ago.
so. But then past that, being an example, I didn't just throw you out there and say, hey, you do this. You saw me for many months doing it myself, and I was going out there collecting the eggs, feeding, watering, making sure that they were all safe, cleaning out the coop, and then we have a nice abundance of eggs, and I would eat like 6 in the morning and be happy and everything. So why don't you scoot up just a little bit, because I
wait,
keep looking backwards.
My chair does not want to move.
There you go. So being that example, letting them come alongside you and have that responsibility and being solely responsible for something, letting them feel that pride and that excitement when it comes to being involved with something. And then the other thing that I was thinking of is, finding those things.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, Hurricane Homestead. Huh? Braxton, is this you?
I think Braxton might have like.
He's, well, whoever it is, they said stonks, so I'm guessing it's Braxton.
Yeah.
Braxton, at least I have $100. At least I had $100.
Oh, you had a lot.
Actually, I've got more than $100 now.
Now that you had a job.
Yeah.
Braxton, identity
Is everything
theft
okay?
is illegal.
Yeah, identity theft is no joke, Jim.
That's right. But
I'm looking at the wrong
being-
camera. I keep forgetting which camera to look at.
Being that example, and then allowing them to come alongside, and letting them take responsibility, but then getting them involved in things that interest them. Like, yes, sir.
Can we copyright strike Braxton?
Probably.
Nice. All
I
right.
might have to get him banned from
Yeah.
the platform. Now that we gave him a shout out, and
Yeah.
he's gonna get like tens of subscribers.
Yeah, like all of the 2 people that were watching.
But getting them involved in the things that interest them. My daughter was very, very interested in bunnies, and it wasn't really something that I was anticipating, but I saw the value in it, and I saw the the benefit that it could bring to our homestead, right? And so I told her, hey, here's the deal. I don't mind getting bunnies, but you are going to do all the research, understand all the things about bunnies, so that when we do get the bunnies, you're going to be the one to take care of them. So she spent the better part of about 2 or 3 months just researching and learning. We got her all kinds of books on it, and really developing that understanding of what they needed and how to do it. And so then when we found an opportunity to actually get some breeding rabbits for meat purposes, she was ready to go. And man, we haven't looked back. She's been out there feeding and watering and taking care of them when she doesn't feel good, when it's tired, when she's hot, when she's cold, when it's raining. She's out there taking full responsibility of it, and it's been a great blessing for her. It's been a great learning experience and learning opportunity, and it's been a lot of fun to have another few critters running around on the homestead. But just not being afraid to let them dive into something that interests them.
I'm sorry, I've been very distracted by the chat.
Very distracted. I don't know what's going on here. 5 people, 5,000
like-
people. I see no difference.
It's
Okay,
like,
yeah.
Stolen
all-
identity. If I don't get caught, it's fine. You're caught. You're only subscribed, so only one. I plead the 5th. I want my lawyer. 5 people are watching. 5,000. I don't see a difference.
Oh my goodness, we digress. So, bottom line is, I think that just if you want your kids involved in the things that you're doing in your life, then you've got to be involved in your kids' lives. You got to invite them into the things that you're doing, not force them to do it, not say you do this or you're going to be in trouble.
It's reverse psychology. Make it sound like a good thing.
Well, sometimes you get them in trouble. Sometimes they don't fulfill a responsibility, and you have to let them know, hey, this isn't acceptable, and you need to fulfill your responsibilities. And so there's going to be some kind of punishment involved. But that's all a learning process. But I think by the time that they become teenagers, by the time that they're young adults and can have a good understanding of responsibility and the weight that carries, then you can start to allow them the freedoms that it also presents. Saying, hey, you get to feel proud about what you do. Do you feel proud for being able to take care of those bees?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really proud of you.
Oh, okay, wait. Here's a thought.
Yeah?
What if first you wait till they want to buy something, then you say, you can't buy this, and I'm not going to buy it for you, but you can do this job, and if you do this job enough, I'm going to let you make your own money off of doing this job, or something like that.
Let me ask you a question. Do you like to read?
Yes.
Yes.
Do I read often?
Do you know why you like to read?
Because it's enjoyable.
Do you know why you think it's enjoyable?
I don't know.
You don't know? I will tell you why you think it's enjoyable. Because you had many, many, many enjoyable nights reading with me and your mother when you were young. Many enjoyable moments where your mother would read enjoyable stories to you, and you found joy in it, and it created these little endorphins in your brain that said, this is nice. And so then, you know what happened? You wanted to read.
Braxton says, just mad I'm swag, gamer, epic, cool man.
That is true. He is.
Yeah, we are very mad at you, Braxton.
Totes mad.
Yeah, we're super mad.
So,
He's a fiery ball of rage right now. I don't know if you can tell.
same concept. If you can find some joy in getting to do things with me out on the homestead, building stuff, tinkering, building chicken coops and rabbit hutches and lean-tos, forging, then you yourself will find joy in those things as you get older. So, yeah, that's about it. Any other thoughts?
Like and subscribe.
It's a lot of fun. So, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do enjoy these things. I'm glad to have my son with me, even though you're not as pretty as your mama.
I am here.
She is awful pretty.
I'm the best you got.
But thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate you. Come and join us next week when we talk about something just as interesting on the homestead.
Or less interesting.
Or maybe a little less
We haven't actually
interesting.
thought of the next topic yet.
We'll figure it out. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys on the next